It's our third session to learn a little bit more about entrepreneurial mindset. Our guests are already here. One of them left on me, and she switched now as in the panel session. Other is Jonas and Sarah. All these three, those are guests, and they are really great individuals who have chosen this way, entrepreneurial way, with stony really hard and sometimes but inspiring. Today, they will give us some insights in their inner journey. I'm very happy to welcome first Jonas. Jonas, usually entrepreneurs have a vision, a reason why they decide to leave a company and found their own thing. And this session, maybe you can see in program from corporate to the startup. And that way, my first question to Jonas, what was your why? Why did you choose to leave the corporate world and found your own startup? Good Life. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Happy to.
Quickly, because we know.
So, as I mentioned just a couple of minutes before, I've worked 12 years for Europe's largest energy company. So doing a classical career, I mean, I studied with them. I had the honor to build up the European e-mobility business for them for the last 5 years from scratch, and to really see how to build impactful businesses that are not just earning money, because today with e-mobility, hardly anyone is earning any money, but to be a puzzle piece in the bigger picture of sustainable mobility, to be a puzzle piece in the bigger picture of renewable energy, because 12 years ago when I started, nobody talked about energy grids, nobody hardly talked about solar panels. And today you can't read an article without somebody mentioning we need more. I mean, look at our current Regierung. It's the topic of today's world. So this has always been my passion, to work for something that actually has an impact on not just myself, but on society. The reason why I left the corporate world is because I have experienced how valuable and how fun it is to build new stuff. So I thought, well, when I managed to build something new within a corporate by getting together the right people for a purposeful vision. So, and I had this purposeful vision of revolutionizing the mental health sector. So just give it a try. I mean, you never have something to lose, but it's, of course, it's a risk. But I always tell myself and the people that I work with, the risk is really worth taking, because sometimes in corporate, you are in a golden cage because you get your money, even though the products, the services might fail. In the startup world, well, nobody gets any money before your product really finds the right customers. So this is really the tension that I also seek for, to motivate myself to really never stop, but always to reinvent, always to come up with greater things that actually people like and actually people care for. Because of course, I spent the last 2.5 years thinking about, okay, what should I do as an entrepreneur? Should I come up with a new smoothie, based on some green vegetables? Shall I come up with a new 10-minute delivery, delivering Coca-Cola and chips to your doorstep within 10 minutes? But I thought, well, these are all nice startups and some of them are multi-million-dollar valuated, but I thought this is not really changing the world, and it's not really bringing emotions to people's lives, and it's not really helping them to shape their personality. This is why mental health, this is why Good Life has been, my path after my corporate career so far.
That sounds very good. Thank you. And now same question on Kerstin, like
on me.
but Kerstin, maybe you started with your about you
introduction. Okay.
Which company are you
yes,
here now?
Of course. So yeah, my name is Kerstin Schenk. I'm switching now from the chair of the co-moderator to the interview partner. We are here today. Actually, I'm here today with the consulting firm that we actually both together founded. It's the Steinbeis Consulting for business models of the future, because we have this strong belief that the markets are changing, the business models are changing, the whole work, how we collaborate are changing. So we founded this also in the Corona times. And our goal is to connect people and drive this exchange forward, to bring up new business models, to innovate business models, but with this very specific key value, because we think in every business model there is a spirit of the people who work there, or also about the finance maybe. Like we heard before, if you are investing, and I experienced that in many projects, if there is a big investor coming into a company, you hear it all over, like, oh, we cannot share this PowerPoint because our investor will not like that. So it has also to do with the mindset of your investor. Who do you bring in as an investor? What kind of energy do you bring into your company? And for us, very important is this aspect of sustainability. And sustainability, is just what we see could be the USP, and what we defined as the business models of the future. They should have this sustainable thinking. But and coming back to your question, my core driver, my motivation, maybe my engine, as Irmgard told us before, I liked this expression really much, is, I think, was values. Because most of the times in companies, and that's maybe something what Jonas also referred to, you are in this golden cage, as you call it. But this is something, I think it's typical German, actually, that you have the security and you choose the security. I think security is not such a high value for me. I don't know why, maybe because we grow up in a like higher standard of well-being. And for me, it was actually, I chose freedom over security. I also always experienced, it's nice, it's cozy in the big companies, but you are in very tight processes. You cannot do this because of this process, or you cannot just, innovate a product because we have this quality management rule. And this was something frustrating for me. So first of all, I think my driver was a value that is very high in my value set. I did different personality tests, and I know that freedom is very high in my value set. I think a second big driver was curiosity. I sometimes have this kind of calendars, motivating calendars, and I just saw it on my calendar this week, and I thought, yeah, this is also a reason. If you always imitate others, you will never know how special you can be and what you can bring into the world. And in companies, I think you very often imitate just the ways that are existing already. So there was a huge curiosity in myself, in my inner self, that I said, I really want to see what happens if I do this my way. And the third core driver, I think, was an initial vision, an idea, more or less about a feeling for a work style. I really literally wanted to have a work environment that crosses borders, where you maybe cross borders between countries, work in more like intercultural teams, maybe borders between departments, because I didn't like this silo thinking that I experienced a lot in huge companies, and also working from other places. I just love this like digitalization route that we are going right now, this path. I can work from Cyprus, I can work from Turkey, I can work from Italy, and this is just inspiring. So kind of being an example also for how you can maybe create work environments and work differently was maybe what I thought is a change the world needs. There is a longing in very many people that I talk to for this, but nobody really thinks it's possible. I think now Corona was really helping us in this way. Many people see it is possible, and but I had this thinkings and feelings even like 10 years before Corona, and I thought somebody has to start. So maybe
Corona helped you. But
maybe I can just add one thought, which is what Kerstin currently said. I think it's once again a very German thing that people taking risks have to explain themselves, right? It's like we have to explain ourselves why we don't do the safe, secure path with everything. We have to explain ourselves. And that's also funny. In this round was amazing people focused on holistic, humanistic ventures and ideas. We even have to explain ourselves why we don't grow another highly commercial, streamlined business model, just building upon Ausbeuten, I don't know, like exploiting others. So it's even a second outing we as social entrepreneurs have to do, which is quite funny because actually it should be the other way around. Why are people still investing time into not sustainable business models? Why are people still investing time into business models which are exploiting? So this is how we should also as communities try to shift the outer view on what we do.
And this may be very interesting. If Sarah say her why did you choose to leave your corporate life?
Yeah, I think I also worked like Jonas more than 10 years in corporate, big corporate like Bosch. It was an amazing company. I was able to work in Dubai, Malaysia, all over the world, which I really loved because you get to know a huge cultural. But for me, it was also a point, I think I wanted to have more purpose in my life, right? I wanted to have more purpose, how I can change society to a better world. So I think it's pretty similar to what Jonas said, right? So what is the impact you're making? Are you just helping a company to make more profit? And I worked also for an IT consulting company, and it was always driven by profit. We want to make more money. And my boss bought already his third Ferrari, and I was like, why do you need a third Ferrari, right? So I think that doesn't help changing the society. So my first point is really, impact on society. And I thought about also a lot, I think we have a limited time on Earth, right? So the time is very valuable. So what do you want to achieve with the time you have on this world? And I heard once a question they said to you, if you're dying tomorrow, what would be in your speech? Or if you die like with 80, let's say with 80, right? What do you want the people are saying about what did you do in your life? What did you achieve in your life? And I wanted to help those people, in Guatemala, or like, let's say if we have hopefully we can expand all over the world, then helping smaller communities, especially women who don't have the platform, to get out and promote their products and then send also their girls to school, right? And then, of course, Jonas also mentioned that I'm a very curious and innovative person, so I like to think outside of the box. And it's fun to build your own startup, right? I think sometimes in big corporation, it's very set structures and a lot of hierarchies. And it's very hard to have innovative ideas or get them through. So in the big corporations I worked for, it sometimes took 5 years to make a change, right? And I think I'm more an innovative person who goes out and tries things, right? And maybe that also teach me. I did my master's in San Francisco. I got a scholarship, which was very fortunate. And there, the Americans have a different mindset. They go out and try more. So failing is nothing. I think in Germany or Switzerland, sometimes people are scared of failing. And also in corporations, you don't try so much. And I think in my own startup, I can try more things, right? I can try a new product. I can go out, try different channels of communication. And even if I fail, but I learn something out of it, right? So it's more a different culture mindset I can try in my startup, which I don't have in big corporations that much. Then, of course, thirdly, I wanted to revitalize a bit the fair trade fair. Like here in Switzerland, people are not so aware of fair trade, why we should buy it. I know there's sustainable development goals, they're out, but I think really there needs to be a change in mindset of the society, tend more to a sustainable thinking, and that we care about environmental, that we try to care about, other people in other countries. That's something really I care about. And then, also Kirsten said freedom. I think I really like it's a different kind of work style, right? When you have your own startup, you can decide your own where you work from. So I work sometimes from Switzerland, I work from Germany, I work when I'm traveling to Guatemala, Honduras, I work in those countries, right? And then also you have freedom of time, so you can yourself decide if you're more a morning person and you start in the morning, if you're an evening person, you start in the evening. So it's a different, you don't have this rules and mindsets. You have to work from that time to that time. And then lastly, of course, I also love cross international borders, crossing borders, same as Kerstin said. I think I want to connect the people all over the world, and the startup gives me this freedom to connect people all over the world and help them have a better life. So yeah, I think those are 5 reasons of my why, which are very deep to my heart. Yeah.
Great, cool. It was great. Thank you very much. But you said also you spoke about feelings. Yes, feelings, fear, challenges. And did you have ups and downs? Yes, during your journey, or you have already? I don't know at the moment, maybe. But Jonas, how did you experience that? These feelings. It's your topic is also feelings, yes. But
absolutely.
what about with you in entrepreneurial journey? What happened with your challenge and fears
And this is a very, very interesting question, because we don't talk much about feelings, nor in the corporate world, nor in the even the startup world. I mean, I just thought about Elon Musk this morning, you know, because I was thinking about what should I present to you guys today. And I mean, I have my nephews. I hope you don't hear them, you know, playing in the back, because they are with me on the weekend and I'm just taking care of them. And I still have this 2-hour slot. So I was thinking, okay, what do people actually feel when they are like big entrepreneurs and investing times for their own venture, right? So it's really always, you always have the feeling of having too little time for things that actually are important, too little time for your teams, too little time for your customer, too little time even for yourself. And this is why it is so important to foster your mental well-being, because people taking responsibility for others, if they can't take responsibility for themselves, the whole cart house just breaks down. And this is also why established companies work, because it's never a company, it's the sum of people. So you can easily exchange people. So, you know, everybody is exchangeable. From the man at the entrance to the CEO, everybody can be exchangeable within, you know, 2 days, and you don't even need a handover. So this is what is not transferable to startups, because startups are super intangible, and startups are super dependent on not just a great woman or great man or a great team on the top, but on a great performance from each person involved. So this is why the feeling is so important. And of course, I have experienced all sorts of feelings, especially in the beginning when you don't have anything. I mean, you come out of a world in which you had not unlimited, but like millions of budgets, tons of people, and a market like e-mobility especially. I mean, it was super easy to get into media with just saying, okay, we're opening up a quick charging station somewhere in, I don't know, Scandinavia. Everybody wanted to write about it. But with this topic here, which I now started from scratch, nobody knows about it. Nobody knows me, or nobody knows the team. So it's really always fighting your fears and just being positive. And what we do here is connecting with people, because only together you can really strive, and only together you can reflect yourself and see, oh, Sarah and Andrea, they're having the same fears, you know, the same fears of failure, which is completely normal, but it's nothing that should hinder us from being successful and optimistic.
Great. No. But
to me, my feelings. Yeah, I actually created the question because I thought it's important to talk about feelings sometimes. And yeah, I think it's a journey with ups and downs, really. So it depends, of course, about how you are structured, but also about your environment. And this is maybe a very personal story, but for me, it started with this curiosity, which was more a positive feeling. I usually didn't have so many like fears about that, but I was surrounded by many people who had those fears. And of course you are in a system, you have your family, you have your friends, you have your partner, and everybody tried to talk me into stay in this security. This is just stupid. You have such a good job, don't leave it. And it was that was really hard. That was, I guess, a feeling for me, like, do they not like me anymore, or do they think I'm crazy, or like, can I just do that? Do I lose all of them? And I think there is a model that tells you, I don't know right now from whom, but that you are actually you are surrounded usually by 5 people who really influence you a lot, and your thinking is influenced, of course, a lot of those 5 people. So when I heard this, I thought, okay, I have to surround myself more with people who are more open to that, and that actually helped a little bit to win. With my mother sometimes told me, like, you are surrounded by too many crazy people, so you will never get your way. But I said, okay, I still have to go this way. So this was maybe one of the biggest fears I had, like losing people on this journey, because they will not understand why I do that. And also, of course, this very German mindset, like, what if I fail? And then everybody will tell me, like, I told you in the beginning. But actually, always when I had this feeling and I still did it, something great happened. Like, I always dreamt of my own office at the lakeside. I now have an office in Starnberg, 10 minutes, 5 minutes from the lake. And I always wished to live close to the water. Then I moved my apartment from very in the eastern side of Munich to 10 minutes walk to the lake also. So like it works. For me, it works. So this is the ups and downs. First, you are very down and like, shuddering your head, like what will happen? Just try it. This is what I can actually tell about the ups and downs, and go through it. And I think, you hear this very often. No entrepreneur, no startup founder, there is nobody who has not or never failed. You learn about the failures. That's what Sarah says. I think that's very important. Be brave to fail. Something great will come out, and if it's a great learning, it's a great learning.
And Sarah, and yours?
Yeah, I can just say it was very good what Jonas and Kirsten said. I think for me, it was, I earned a lot of money. I was in IT consulting, right? I had a chance to meet a lot of different companies. I traveled all over the world. I loved it. But for me, it was not enough. It was the purpose which was missing. So I took, I went out, even though I come from the south of Germany. So it's a very Swabian mindset. You build your house, you don't risk anything. So my parents were like, oh, I don't know. Nobody of them ever had their own companies. I come from a non-academic company, like family, even though I was the first doing my master's, right? So I was the first who had a higher education. I was the first who started a startup. So for me, it was hard because I could not to turn to nobody, ask for advice. So I think, as Kirsten said, it's very important to surround yourself with people who have done the same. So I try to look into different communities like, Impact Hub, or like work in co-working spaces where you surround yourself with people who have the same mindset, who are a bit fearless, let's say. And so I think that helped me a lot. So I'm now working in a co-working space surrounded with also social entrepreneurs. We help each other, we advise each other. That helps. And then, of course, living in America helped me a lot too, because I think it changed my mindset from what is failing and what is learning, right? And so I think for me, failing is not something so bad, because if you learn something out of it, then you can turn around and be agile and change your direction and do something different. So for me, the startup is an amazing learning opportunity and change for the world. And I'm learning every day something new, right? And then sometimes you realize, okay, maybe that's not the right way, but then you change quickly. And that's also a benefit of a startup. You can change so quickly. You can change direction in one way or another. So I love that about the startup. It doesn't mean I don't sometimes have still the feeling, oh, hopefully it works out and it's going well, but just go out and do it. I think you will regret it so much more when you're 80, 90 and you think, why didn't I take the chance when I had it? So do it now. every day is the best days to start it, and you will regret. If not, you regret it. So do it.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You need a great portion of self motivation to go through this. How to say, a good network of people that help you can also support you. Let us know, please, what pulled you and what pushed you, Sarah.
In terms of the network, what kind of people helped you, and what kind of people, were maybe a challenge?
Your what question?
Yeah.
What was that you said? Sometimes you have really angry people around you. Today I made one in this conference too. They help you to go to the right way, sometimes wrong person. Did you have something?
For me, I think maybe I can start. I had a European Women on Board mission, so that was very nice. The European Union, they supported women, and I got like a mentor. So it helps a lot if you build up a mentor in somebody who you look up to and you think, wow, it's amazing what they achieved. Or in this case, we got assigned to each other, but it was very nice because we had regular meetings. Somebody who's more experienced than you, they can always help you, to give you advice which direction you can go to. So this is a great thing if you want to. I mean, it's mainly open for women. So Jonas, I'm sorry, but it's a very nice program from the European Union for women. You have to apply for it, you have to get in, but it's nice you get mentors assigned. So that helped me a lot. And then even if you don't get a mentor, I think as a startup, you can always look at TED Talks, or you can read books and biographies of people. So that helps also just to get an idea what struggles other people went through who did the same thing as you did, right? And how they overcame the challenges.
Mm-hmm. Andrea is also a part of this community here. She write down, and great. And what was in Jonas in your self-motivation, or who helped in your network, who helped you?
Yes, absolutely. Very, very interestingly, I have to be honest, I have tried not to use my existing network, which is very much like super deep in the energy world, but to build up like a parallel one, because you need experts of mental health, you need experts in other areas. So I have not really tried to, this typical LinkedIn, oh guys, I'm now going out and who wants to join me or something else, but to really build it from scratch and just to offer a vision to people and see who comes on board. So I see mentors as also people that have now become team members, because they are sometimes not just twice as old as I, but 5 times as experienced in certain ways. So I think this typical mentor-mentee relationship, having somebody very, let's say, experienced, and also in terms of an age difference, I think has changed. I even get inspiration and mentoring from people who are younger than me, but they are very specialized in certain areas. So I would definitely say that to anybody who's looking for people, you'd never know about the opportunities that are out there. And there are a million people like yourself, not millions, but like thousands of people like yourself searching to do something else. But they need inspiration, and they need someone who takes the first step. So be a role model for others in order to learn from them, to just do the first step yourself, take the risk, and then inspire others to do it likewise. So it's really about, once again, as I said, doing. So you cannot wait. And also talking is good, for the start, but you have to get out of the theory world, because otherwise you start thinking about stuff for too long. And in the beginning, there are always more things on the risk side than on the opportunity side. So start doing it and start feeling the impact it has on yourself and the impact you have on others. And this is what inspires me.
About me.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think I mentioned lots of this also already in the other question, but I think, yeah, I was thinking the whole time, when did it start? I also spent 1 year in the United States. I think that might have been the first initial, jump into something is different here, and it's in a good way different, because people, they get jobs after in the interview, they're more looking at what is this person capable of doing, and not so much into what's the history. So I liked this in the beginning. I thought, okay, this is so much more helping you with your potential. So for me, I think it was very often diving into other cultures. Then I think 2013 was very important for me. That was my first time I joined here at the Entrepreneurship Summit. Actually, after a book from Günther Faltin, probably all of you or most of you know it, the Kopf schlägt Kapital, which I read, and I read this book and I thought, okay, this is such a great mindset. I have to be there. I have to meet those people. This was actually when I met Esin. And since then we are working together and doing projects together, and kind of, I think she was a very important person also in my development here, because she always pushed me and inspired me, and having people like her in your network is just great. I say she is something like a wish fairy. Tell her, be careful telling her your dreams. She will help you making them true.
Oh, that's great.
Because for her it is possible, and her, she's so like broad in her thinking. And also, as I mentioned, the story with family and stuff, people who were more pulling me back. You just have to overcome this, right? I do this now for several years, and they are asking me, like, they tell, okay, I just do not understand what you are doing, but continue. It's good. You just do it. So you're not losing the people on your way. And I think it's helpful. For me, it was helpful to sometimes try out other environments, other maybe countries, other networking events like this, or even having deep conversations with other people. That helps a lot. It doesn't mean you have to have those people constantly in your network and marry them for the next 10 years, but just having those conversations can be so helpful. And that's why I'm a big fan of taking part in those networking events here. And sometimes you spend 3 days, but you have this one conversation that just sticks to your mind and inspires you and helps you and brings you just a big step forward. So this is I think my recipe. That's why I always recommend, and this is of course the marketing slot here, the Entrepreneurs, which we brought into life, this event, because this is what we want to make possible there, that people can connect from other countries and get this kind of boost and inspiration.
Yes. And we are really on time, because I have already 3 questions for our guests. But if you want, you can jump in, ask question, or please say what is your why you are here, why you want to have a company or startup, and what is your home, what are you doing, and these 3 questions. I can ask you also in here and online too. We have half an hour.
And if we don't need it, we get half an hour back. Also. We know that we are always in the time constraints, also that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah. Do you have a
question?
Or question? No, I want to know why you are here in this. Yes,
you can press the button on your microphone there on the table. Okay.
This one? Okay. Yes, I'm here because I'm actually always super and like I become just super inspired by people who are just following their dream, and also like try to find a purpose in life, because time is so, no, I don't see anything anymore. Time is so valuable. Like there's nothing more limited than time, and we have just, as far as we know, just this one lifetime, and I just wish to spend my life as valuable and quality, like with a lot of quality, like personal quality as possible. And also like I love to just hear the stories of the people who maybe already went through the process of fulfilling their purpose and fulfilling their dream. And that's why thank you so much for your content. And I'm not sure yet what you always have some ideas, but it's also, I think life is, you are always on a path, and sometimes you get to the point where you actually then take the step and do it, whatever you have in your heart and whatever you want to share. So I'm excited and curious when this time will come for myself that I will take the step.
Nice. And you, if I ask you, you are also here, and I want to just, because online I couldn't manage it, but you are here. Please let me know.
I came because I wanted.
Did you? Oh, yes, it's okay. Great.
I came because I wanted to get inspired as well. And it was great. It has been great getting to know people that made it on this entrepreneurship way, or like making themselves out of the corporate world and just doing the way they want to do it, as you are doing it. So yeah, it's been great. Thank you for your stories and your experiences.
You can also contact him in chat. You don't have to, but you find the speakers and this program. You don't know maybe. No, okay. Now, and we have a program here and paper. Not only.
It's also online. You can also find it online.
And you can find it and contact with them. Yeah, and you. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. I'm Ruben. I'm also always inspired being surrounded with entrepreneurs and people who really want to live their true purpose. And I am actually in that migration process, transforming from a employee state of being to a freelancer contract with my current employer. And it's just been amazing following you guys. Just what you said, what I recognize in my company, there's always this security kind of mindset being, and I've recognized that I'm much more of a searching for freedom and self-expression, and that's basically and independence too, and kind of financial independence and security, and that drives me towards an entrepreneurial journey.
No, nice. That's cool.
Thank you.
And last but least, maybe you want to also say something.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? I can only link on to everyone who spoke before me. It's a great way to get inspiration. I'm a student still, so I have a sort of a long way to go, but I'm gathering ideas and seeing the world and traveling. I know there's a lot of potential in social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So I'm just inspired and curious to see what everyone else has done and the ideas, and curious to see what I will have in 2 years' time when I finish my master, to see what I can also contribute, because I think it's change is a collective matter, and I think that we all have to work together on a social scale as well.
What's your name again?
I'm Lisa. Hi.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa, contact me please, because of Institute for Social sustainability. And maybe if you want to practice or join us and do a project or something, if you want.
Yeah,
if
thank you.
Have an interest of social sustainability.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you to everyone for contributing.
Of course, you're welcome. And yeah, I think we are finished our okay, the last question on the
I'm asking it online because we had now here the panel.
Please come up with your question, or just you want to say why you are here in this session, and please come up with your.
You actually got another feedback from from Jonas, who said he can just actually agree on that you are the fairy tale of wish come true. So thank you so much. And yeah, I guess you need visionaries in your network. It's great to have these people around you.
Thank you so much.
So no questions in the chat.
There's last one,
Yeah, well, she just wrote, thank you so much, so inspiring and making me feel much more ready to turn ideas into reality, and that I am not alone. No, you are definitely not, and that's why we make this visible. Yeah, it was a great round. Thank you so much for all your input, and always very inspiring. I think this is what we wanted to achieve. It got really a drive within the 3 hours here now to get deeper and dive deeper and deeper into not only the mindset of entrepreneurs, but also maybe the heart and the feelings and what, the inner journey from a very outside perspective of an entrepreneurial journey also to your inner journey. And it's a great journey, so I can always recommend it.
I want to thank you to you.
Yes, of course.
Issues. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great technical experience. It was a very great technical support, great technical experience here to have this hybrid format, which worked well, as you experienced.
We had oh my God, how can we manage everything?
Yeah, we were thinking the whole night, like, how is it going to work? Does it work? What will happen? The German risk management thinking.
Thank you all. And
yeah, if you want to continue to keep in touch, either on LinkedIn, or you find, as you mentioned, everybody in the program, or as I mentioned, next year, May, 7th of May, online. And we're not sure yet if we can do it also in real life, but we will try the next Entrepreneurs with more of this. We are very happy to see you there. Thank you. I chatted one more time in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to say also thank you very much. It was an amazing panel. I think it was great to meet everyone here, and just tell the community, go out, try it, risk it. You just have one life, and try it. Use startup out.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you a lot.